adjust. I'm trying out tonight going live on Instagram and YouTube at the same time. Hello, hello. Tell me, say hi if you're here. I see Sue's here. Sue's here and she says, I am a Notions fanatic. Francie Joe, hello, Francie Joe. She loves all tools. Okay, so I said, and hello, everybody on Instagram. We're going live in 2 places. So say hello. Hi. Tell me when you get here. I don't like Notions. So today we're going to talk about 5 embroidery Notions under $10. These things are a steal. Oh, Instagram, you look so much nicer than YouTube, where everybody can see the mess that I have left in this room. Good gracious. Good gracious. So let's see. Notions are fun. I love tools. Just got some new tools yesterday, thanks to Kate's recommendation. That is fantastic. We got these 5 tools, Notions, those kinds of things. Yeah, if you prefer Instagram, I'm live on Instagram. If you prefer YouTube, I'm live on YouTube. So I think I'm going to start doing this and double dipping every week. Okay, these recommendations. Teresa said, hi there, can't wait to see your recommendations. And I'm so excited. I really am excited. And this week, there is a blog post. You got to see the blog post. It has all the, what's the word I'm looking for? Links. That's the word I'm looking for. And it will have more videos as well. I have a video on the, hi Heather. I have a video on the loop and tail wand. And I was recording one about hoop springs today. Oh, I thought I found them. I was recording one about hoop springs today and can't find it. Can't find the hoop springs. I have lost them. How could I lose them in such a clean sewing room? And thank you so much, saying you like my curly hair. It's definitely crazy today. Definitely some crazy hair today. So I do a little, for those of you who don't know, on Instagram, it's the usual suspects over here on YouTube. I do a little song and dance for a few minutes, let people catch up with us, and then I'm going to go. Yeah, Jean, they're in a safe place. That's exactly the problem, is I outsmarted myself on where I put one of the Notions. Like I just had a hold of it. And I don't know where they went. And I know the second I get off live, I'm going to be like, I'll like turn around and they'll just be sitting there. Hoop Springs saved the day for me. Yay. Oh, great. That's awesome. We got some good stuff. Like I said, go check out the blog. The blog has links to get these items. Your local quilt shop probably has these items. Different brands have different versions of everything, but I think 2 of these items, everything, all my links are OESD. You know how I roll. Hello, Tanisha. Hi. Well, this is so much fun. Awesome. Let's get started. Let's do this. I don't like, okay. As I say in the blog post, it's not that I don't like Notions. It's just that I tend to be kind of, like, I don't like saying that I'm kind of cheap, but I might be kind of cheap. So I'm like, I'm totally the kind of person who, I don't know if I can say that about myself. Like, how can you have 3 Berninas in your sewing room and say you're kind of cheap? I like to buy things that are, I don't care about how much money I spend if it works and it works well. But if I have a bunch of Notions in my sewing room and they are garb, then I'm going to be mad. Doesn't matter if I spent $5 on it. Definitely if I spent a couple $100 on it or $50 on it, I'm going to be ticked off. So I like, for the few things I like to have a few things in my sewing room and for them to be as useful as possible. I guess that's the best way to say it. I guess that's the best way. That's what I just got, loop and tail wand. Ooh, I think that's where we're starting today. I think we're starting with the loop and tail wand. So I have a rather crappy video about the loop and tail wand. Let me make sure. I got to show it in two places. So I keep it in the packaging. This is the packaging that it comes in because look how small it is. Try and not get too much glare for y'all. So I keep it within the packaging because I'm going to lose that. You know me. You just heard me about the hoop springs. I had them in my hand. They're probably like in the bedroom or in the bathroom or somewhere weird, aren't they? So yes, and pointed. Good point, Helen. And it's sharp on one side. So you don't want to get stabbed. You don't want to leave it in a weird spot. And oof, it is like a giant needle, essentially. So the loop and tail wand takes care of any tails that are popping up, any random loops that we have going on. It's really awesome. Pointed on one end. I always say it's like tooled. It's like grippy on the other end. Hello to everybody who's joining me on Instagram. Grippy on the other side. I have a video. Bear with me. It was before I had my mount. It was before I had a lot of things that would make the video better. So I'll re-record it soon. But this helps take care of the random loops. It's like $2.99. And it's worth every penny. When you first get this, wash it in Dawn dish soap because it is a tooled part. It is metal. It is machined. And there can be that leftover, it looks dirty, but it's actually just like metal shavings and stuff. So wash it with Dawn dish soap first. Okay. Ta-da! I keep it in here and we just hide it away. It's the best money you're ever going to spend. If you have a few loops over the course of your embroidery, you get to decide what a few are, honestly. If I have more than probably, I feel in my heart, like if I have more than like 6 loops, I am going to pause and figure out what's going on. Particularly if they're close together. Like if they are completely random across this whole thing, then I might tweak something a little bit. But if like a few times, if all of a sudden you're getting a lot more looping, pause and we'll take care of it. I have a class about troubleshooting embroidery problems, and we are going to talk about looping in that class. You can get that at toughkittencrafts.com/classes, the whole thing. And yeah, so that's with our loop and tail wand. I would say 6 over the whole project. I would probably pause, change my needle, change my tension, start to figure out what's going on. But that's up to you. It depends on the project too. If you just want to get through it and fix them later, I totally understand. Jenna said, "Oh, I'm glad I'm watching. I totally forgot you said that." Yeah, wash it with Dawn dish soap. You want it to be Dawn dish soap because you want it to degrease it as well, right? Like anything that could be on there, wash it, pat it dry. Stephanie said, "Last time I used mine, it bent a little. Any suggestions?" I thought it happened because my stabilizer was a little heavier than usual. Probably, I'm going to guess you had some pretty dense stitching as well. So between the dense stitching and the dense stabilizer, it was tough and I had a hard time getting through there. I totally understand. I don't know about rolling it back out. You should be, here I go, ready to just bend mine so I can see how I can straighten it back out. I'm not sure if you can straighten it back out fully again, or the best way to do that. This is where it's really all of these notions are under $7, I think. I think they're all under $7. So this is one of those moments where maybe you need to buy another one. $3 down. I know that stinks, but yeah. Say hi as you join. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Say hello. So yeah, anybody else have any, let me know if you have any questions about loop and tail wand or other things. Oh, hello, Orlando. I see that you joined us as well. Sue said, do you ever find you spend a fortune on a piece of junk? Yes. That's literally part of ADHD, is getting so psyched up. I mean, for me, it's more like I accumulate a ton of things and then I don't really use them. So I think that's part of why I'm notion averse, is because I love information gathering and tool gathering. And then I don't necessarily, hi everybody on Instagram. I don't necessarily love the use portion, or I end up not using them. So I was trying to think of something. If there's something expensive in my room that I don't use. My dress form. I've never used it except for this. I've never used my dress form. But I did finally sew my first dress, so maybe things will change. Hi, everybody. I don't think I have any information on Instagram about what we're doing, but this is a YouTube live talking about 10 notions, 5 notions you need under $10. Technically under $7, so that's good news. Let's move right along. Thread nets. When is your embroidered class? When does your embroidered class begin? Oh, you mean the beginning embroidery? Intro to embroidery? I haven't really announced that yet. I haven't really announced that there's going to be intro to embroidery at the beginning of May. But if I had, it would be at the beginning of May. I am the worst at keeping secrets from everybody. So beginning of May, there might be another class coming out. I ended up throwing my dress form out, had to have it, used it once. I know. I bought this years ago. We're going on 10 years ago. It's mostly just sat there. And now, oh, you said April. Well, it's not April now. This dress form does this. This does this. Maybe I'll use it now. I probably will. Now I need a more expensive one, right? That's like actually molded to my body. Great. Hello, Delina. That's okay. We only got one thing down so far because of the chatting. And that is pretty funny that you say that I said April. I probably did say April. I'm coming out. Okay. Really quick. If you go to the classes page for Tough Kitten Crafts, I have embroidery classes. And then I have a bunch of embroidery classes coming up. And then a free hooping class coming out 2 weeks, I think. And then there's going to be intro to embroidery coming out, but that's like a secret. Nobody really knows that yet. It's not a secret now. It's going to stay on Instagram and it's going to stay on YouTube. But anybody who watches, it won't be a secret. I had my dress form for years too. Finally sold it because I was tired of moving it out of the way. I know. Constantly moving my dress form out of the way. Now and on Instagram you can't see, but she just holds my embroidered clothing items now. That's what she's done for a while. Okay. So next on the list is thread nets. Thread nets are the bane of my existence because I always forget about their existence. Thread nets will save you from a million bazillion things. If you have a Bernina, these literally came with my Bernina, 2 thread nets. Where is a Isacord spool? I know I have one right around here somewhere. I can grab it off my machine if not. Oh, I'm knocking stuff over. These thread nets will save you from so much. So much. They will save you from looping. They will save you from, on Berninas in particular, sometimes it'll spool off and it'll spool off fast off the Isacord, and it will throw your thread out of your tension discs, which is so annoying. Saves you from that. It can save you from a multitude of issues. So here's what we do. We take our thread net, we place it on our spool. So it's just, it can be anywhere from like this to, a little closer down. And then the extra you can just shove up inside, and there we go. Make sure everybody can see. On Isacord, on this polyester thread, it's particularly important. I have never needed one when I use my Aurifil, but on polyester, it's so slick that when it spools off a whole bunch at once or anything like that, it can really fudge up what you're doing. So annoying. So there you go. Thread nets, they're awesome. I think you get like 12 in a package for a few bucks. So you definitely want to have them. Great for sewing, super great for embroidery. They will save your butt every time. If you buy every item on this list, I believe it's like 25 bucks, like just under 25 bucks. So you can literally, one of the few shopping lists that you can max out and seriously only spend a few, 25 bucks isn't nothing, but for sewing, it's kind of nothing. Okay. Lacey, there are no dumb questions. I have heard them all, and we got to ask them sometime. So, and for my friends who joined me on Instagram, I'm live on YouTube as well. So if you prefer YouTube, we got a whole chat going on there with lots of other people. Not as many people on Instagram. So Lacey said, this is going to be the dumbest question ever asked. No, it's not. But here it goes anyway. Is the spool supposed to spin or is it stationary? You want the spool to be as stationary as possible. You don't want it to move side to side. You don't want it to spin on your spool pin at all. So if we have, let's say we have our thread net on, it would go, this is our thread pin. We want it to stay pretty stationary, okay? Not moving all over the place. This is more important with your vertical spool pins because they tend to get a lot more motion, I feel like, on them. It's usually just barely comes out of the top of the thread, and it can be difficult. That's where you use your, I don't have one, but that's where you use your disc to stabilize it. Yes. I found thread nets in one large strip and cut to length as needed on Amazon. That is great to know. If you do the thread nets, I always want to say thread nest, not what we're talking about. If you do the thread nets from Superior, which is the ones through OESD, they are long enough that you can cut them in half. So that's nice. You can get even more than you thought. Hello to everybody just joined me on Instagram. We're live on Instagram and YouTube. And we're just having a great old time talking about notions you need for embroidery that are cheap, because I'm cheap. I'm not cheap. I feel bad saying I'm cheap when my literal, like I feel guilty saying I'm cheap when my literal favorite thing in my sewing room is my Laura Star iron, which is $2,500. Like, I can't get away with that. I just don't like to have a ton of crap around. That's the thing. I don't like to have a ton of crap around. So we have loop and tail wand. We have thread nets. Now here come the hoop springs, which I don't have to show you, but fortunately there is a picture in the blog post. So if you go to toughkittencrafts.com/blog, it's the latest blog post. It has all the links to these items. You can, like I said, you can buy this whole dang list for $25. Okay. And then I think it's like $5 shipping, maybe a $10 shipping, but yeah. Hoop springs. They are literal springs that go inside your hoops. You know what's so annoying about this? Is I don't even have one in a hoop, which is what I recorded all day. I don't even have one in a hoop because I thought, take them out and show them live how to put a hoop spring into the hoop. Don't leave one in the hoop. Put them all back. And then promptly lose the entire thing of oh, my mind. My poor mind. Okay. So hoop springs, by the way, a few of you might be like, hoop springs, what's that? You might not know about it because you don't need it. This is Bernina exclusive. Only my Bernina babies need this, which is its whole own can of worms there. But what hoop springs do is they come, you'll insert it, you'll unscrew this screw entirely. Now, I'm not going to do it now because I know that I'll drop this nut. Okay, I know I'll drop it right on camera. But you unscrew this entirely, don't lose the nut. Then you're going to thread it, your screw through here, put your hoop spring in here in the center, thread it through the rest of the hoop, the nut on, and then you're going to close it. Now it will keep it sprung open for you while you're hooping. This is one of the biggest issues that people have with these Bernina embroidery hoops. They're fantastic. The sizes are great. Hello, Carol. The sizes are fantastic. The fact that they are circular is great, or more circular is great. But this is not the greatest because it doesn't spring open for you. The hoop springs take care of that, and they take care of that for like $4. It's awesome. It's awesome. This is one of the two things that will dramatically reduce your feeling of chasing your hoop around your table while you're embroidering. The other thing is the hooper helper or the hoop master, depending on who made it. I have a video coming out about that as well. And that's much more expensive. That's in the hundreds of dollars range. So the $5 fix is great. The $5 fix is fantastic. This right here. Hey, cha. This is wonderful as well. I just realized, oof, I'm so sorry. I just realized my screen needs cleaned off over here. The hoop springs don't help with this, but once again, these can be more spendy. The ratchet closers can be more spendy. Yeah. So get the hoop springs. That's the ultimate answer right there, is like, hello, hoop springs. Susan said, of all the things I've lost, I miss my mind the most. You know, sometimes it makes you wonder if you ever really had it in the first place, doesn't it? It's like, oh no. Oh. And I would lose my head if it wasn't attached. The worst one was when I lost the debit card from ordering Taco Bell for my cousins to the drive-up window where I had to pay. It was gone. Gone. I had to make everybody in the car help me find it. I think it ended up being in like the cup holder or in my pocket but yeah, I was like, where did it go? So yeah. ADHD, whole lot of fun. Okay. If there's one thing you have to buy, it's not a choice off this list. That was the only Bernina exclusive item. Everybody else needs all the things. But this is the one thing that I recommend more than anything. If this is the $6 you are going to spend on embroidery this month, it was well spent. It was well spent. That's all there is to it. This is the OESD press cloth. It is not wool, so if anybody has wool sensitivities, it is not wool, so don't worry about that. Oh, look, it does collect every thread under the sun. It's incredible. It was on a shelf too, so I don't even know, but there we go. OESD press cloth is amazing. It is proprietary, so they won't say what it's made out of, but they do say it's not made out of wool for my vegan friends and for my wool sensitive friends. Okay. So, it's incredible. What you'll do is, do I have an embroidery? I mean, you know, I have embroidery, but do I have the kind of embroidery that I could press on here? So let's press one of my things that never got finished. The sweet little ADHD brain and her unfinished projects. All right. You would lay this down onto your ironing board, your pressing table, whatever you've got. And then right side down, lay your embroidery down. Okay. Then we are going to press from the back. The loft of this press cloth will allow the stitches to sink into it. It's awesome because when you pull this away, you'll see your embroidery design that's been embossed in it. It's really cool. But you'll iron from the back, press from the back. Then you will, it will allow the stitches to sink in. And when it does that, the stitches sink in and the fabric stays flat then, right? Stitches sink, fabric goes flat. So that way when you're ironing, you're just ironing the fabric. All you're ironing is the fabric. It's awesome. So I just got an email. Who is that from? Did you just email me? I just got an email that was like, my embroidery is puckering. I don't know what to do about it. I've tried everything. I'm at my wit's end. Now, we need a live about when puckering is a problem and when puckering is just a normal amount of puckering that has to occur, because there is a normal amount of puckering that has to occur. Hello, everybody on Instagram. I'm live on YouTube as well. So for everybody, if I'm looking here or here or here or here, you know why. There is a normal amount of puckering that has to occur. So I think this person was being too hard on themselves. They wanted things to look absolutely flat and perfect. Not going to be the nature of the beast, especially with how many stitches we start to put into these things. And from my main suggestion was get yourself the OESD press cloth, because when you iron, there tends to be, especially if you've done it with steam, there can be some wrinkling and it can start to make you freak out. This happened to me all the time. It can start to make you freak out and think that, oh my God, it looked fine. And now it's a puckery mess. What's happening? But it's just the nature of it. It's because there's stitches here holding stuff in place. There's not stitches here, not holding stuff in place. It's a mess. It's just a little bit of a mess for a minute. The press cloth helps with that because you can really press that fabric nicely and leave those stitches alone. If anybody has ever ironed their embroidery and suddenly their embroidery is shiny, in a weird way. Suddenly their stitches are flat and have lost definition. Yeah, it's because you started to melt it. It's because you've kind of flattened out your embroidery and it doesn't look good anymore. So that's this will help save you. This will help save you. It is the thing I recommend most in life, the OESD press cloth. Whenever I travel, which I will be traveling again soon for classes, whenever I travel, I'm not heavy-handed about embroidery notions or sewing notions. This one I am. This one I'm like, spend the $6. Hello, Betty. How are you? So there we go. Spend the $6. You'll be thrilled. It's so nice. Oh, it's so nice. Made out of unicorn fur. I swear. That's how magical it is. That is just how magical it is. Okay. Last but not least, on our tour of notions. Hello, how are you? Last but not least on our tour of notions is the Expert Embroidery Tape from OESD. Oh, sorry, I'm ducking out because I almost clicked out of YouTube. What a dingus. Embroidery tape. Embroidery tape is great. Like $5, I think. And 2 packs come together. 2 embroidery tapes come together. It's great. I would recommend, really, for the extra $5, I would get tearaway and wash away. But I recommend tearaway over wash away. Personally, for me, for what I use, I think I use the tearaway much more than the wash away. So yeah, I love it. You can even, as part of the hooping class that is coming up, the free hooping class, this hooping class is going to be free for 48 hours. Make sure you're on the wait list, because after 48 hours, you're going to have to pay to join it. And it's like Be Genius or Stabilizer School where you have it forever. So make sure you have it free forever. Once you sign up, that's it. You have it forever. So it's not like you get it free for 48 hours and then have to pay. No. Sign up within the first 48 hours. You have it free for always. So in that, we will also talk about hooping. We're going to talk about hooping. Obviously, it's a hooping class. But we're also going to talk about patching. Some patching of your stabilizers, I think, will go in that class, and some troubleshooting of hooping. Now, why I talk about patching right now is because this tearaway tape is wonderful for a multitude of reasons. It's going to be a star in that hooping class, because I use this tape not only for in the hoop projects, where we have multiple layers that we have to deal with, and we have to make sure that these multiple layers are not shifting and moving around on us. But I also use it for floating stuff on the back. So like with these, I don't think anybody's here for my key fob class, but like when we do something that has no stitches showing on the back, yeah, it's because we floated some cork on the back with our embroidery tape. Super useful. The other option that we have is I have used it to patch tearaway. Yeah. In that same class, actually. We just went over that in that same class. I had a hoop. It tore a little at the beginning, but I didn't really need it was really just to keep stuff in the hoop. It wasn't really that important, and it was a tiny tear. So I just patched it with some of my tearaway tape. Saved my butt. Saved my embroidery, saved me money. So I didn't have to rip out all that tearaway stabilizer from the hoop and hoop a new piece. I just patched it. So I love, what else did I just use this for? I was making, yay! I was making my freestanding lace butterflies. There will be a blog post about that on We All Sew. I was making my freestanding lace butterflies, and with that you use, oh, see, this room is a weird mix of like cleaned up and not cleaned up at all, because I had organza right here. To tape down my organza for that so it didn't shift and bubble on me, I used this. Great for applique, great for a lot of reasons, and for sewing as well. So, Karen, did I answer your question well enough? Do you have any other questions about it? I just saw that. So yeah, that's the one. It comes in tearaway. That's what this stinker is. And it comes in wash away, which is really nice because in certain projects, you could just leave it and just wash it out later. So awesome, Karen. Awesome. Oh, and this was the other thing I grabbed because the question is always like, well, can't I just use washi tape? I am not a washi tape person. I don't have tons of washi tape. You can use washi tape. Here's what I want to say about using verse. This is made to go on your embroidery projects. You have somebody to hold accountable if it doesn't work right. Washi tape ain't made to go on your embroidery projects. You have nobody to hold accountable if it leaves a residue, if it messes up in some way, anything like that. It is not necessarily made to be stitched through. Of course, we break all sorts of rules. I have never had an issue with my OESD embroidery tape gumming up my needle, messing up my project. I have got it mangled into projects and it still tears away really neatly. Really neatly. So something to consider. Just something to consider. I'm all about dupes. But yeah, personally, I think save your cute washi tapes. My little skulls. Save your cute washi tapes. It's literally the only one I have. I've had it for years too. It barely even sticks anymore. Save those for other projects and just grab some of this. It's so cheap. Like I said, I think it's $5 for 2 of these. So they come in packs of 2. The hoop springs come in packs of 5. Everything, thread nets come in packs of 12, I want to say. I think they come in packs of 12, and then they're super long, too. That's what I think happens there. Everything else comes as a single. So single loop and tail and single press cloth. Does anybody have any questions about anything embroidery, anything notions? Gosh, for me, that was fairly succinct, y'all. Even with all the tangents I went on, that was pretty succinct for me. Yeah. Jenna said, awesome. My latest OESD order included everything but the pressing cloth. I'm so excited. You're going to love it. So the links in the blog post, the links on the My Faves page, they are all affiliate links. So thank you so much for using those. Jenna had mentioned that she goes to my affiliate links to buy things through OESD, which is very appreciated. It's one of the ways that I actually make a living. So it's one of the ways that you can support Tough Kitten Crafts. Now, I always say that I'm not going to be, it won't even register for me if you go into your quilt store and purchase these things because you like to support them. I will never, I'm a small business. I'm happy that you are supporting small businesses in general. So go for it. I understand if that's where you like to get your supplies. But if you don't have a local quilt shop that has these things, or, just want to grab them online, my affiliate links Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Got classes coming up, how to digitize a quilt label, how to embroider on garments. That's going to be both garments that are handmade, that you are hand making, and ready to wear. Oh no, Jenna, I'm so sorry. Jenna said, my local shop is horrible. The women are mean. That can really happen in shops. I happen to know somebody in the industry who has worked in a lot of industries, and they said that the quilting and sewing community is one of the most exclusionary and unkind that they have been a part of. And I have never been so sad to hear such words. Like, are you kidding me? But I totally see it. You know, some shops are just, they like who they like and they don't like who they don't like. That is so sad. I hate it. I hate it. And thank you for then supporting me. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so we got classes coming up. Oh, embroidery on ready-to-wear or garments that you have made yourself. Troubleshooting embroidery. So with this troubleshooting embroidery class, okay, with the troubleshooting, hello, hola. My Spanish is not good, so I'll stick with the English. But the troubleshooting embroidery class is going to be awesome because you can actually ask the questions that are going wrong with your embroidery at the time. So if you have things before that class, you'll want to kind of think about some things that have gone wrong and you weren't able to easily assess or diagnose. I've realized that I have been typing asses every time I type assess. And I know how to spell assess. I think I just type asses more. So it doesn't look wrong. It doesn't look wrong. It looks right. It looks very correct for me. So, okay. Yeah. So those great classes are coming up. Orlando. I thought that Orlando and Sue, if she's still around, would enjoy the fact that I accidentally type asses. The typos. I mean, just the typos. Oh, they're my enemy, man. And I'm I'm glad I cracked y'all up with that one. Because I know how to spell. It's like the physical act of typing is where it all goes wrong. Dang it. So great classes coming up. I get to travel. So anybody who's in New Hampshire, hopefully I get to, I'm fully vaccinated and traveling again for classes. So if you're in New Hampshire, hopefully I get to see you at Pintuck and Pearl. I think that's it. I think that's all I've got. Next week we are talking about embroidery stitches. I just realized that I got the graphics made, but I don't think the graphics are up. So next week we're talking about embroidery stitches. And the week after that, we will be talking about hooping. Okay, we're going to kick off hooping. So that's it, everybody. Thank you so much. I think we will do this every Wednesday now. I think we will go live on YouTube and Instagram. I think that's how this is going to go. So, yeah. Join me if you're on Instagram every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, YouTube. My people, I love you so much. Y'all are awesome. Like I said, the usual suspects over here getting in trouble with me. Is that a giant knot in my hair? We'll just hide it. You will be able to see, of course, Francie Joe, thank you for showing up. Thank you, Jean, for showing up. I hope everybody had a really nice holiday weekend, whether you celebrated or not. I hope you had a nice weekend. Oh, Instagram. I will make a graphic too to tell you what classes are coming up on Wednesday nights. And YouTube, I will get those posted as well. Thank you guys. This was great. Honestly, I don't feel very good today. And showing up and hanging out with you guys always makes me feel so much happier, lighter. There's cans of cat food here. That's kind of weird. Anyway, you can't see them on Instagram. Bye, everybody. Love you lots, and I will see you soon. See you soon. Oh, Monday is the embroidering on garments class. So if you want to get in on the Monday morning class, do that. There is also a Saturday class. Or Monday evening class. Sure, whatever. Yeah. There's a Monday and a Saturday. It's Monday. This upcoming Monday. I'll see you then. Bye, everybody.